Still smooth.
Yeah, it is.
We saw it happen, and everything just stopped, and then the buildings just went like this, just straight down. It was like a slow motion movie. Very, very emotional, very devastating.
I truly believe that United Way is the best way to help the most people.
We've got 5 going on today. We've got one in Seattle, one in Sacramento, here, Los Angeles, and Irvine, and then San Diego next week.
Each time you play, it's $1 for each game, and 100% of the proceeds go to the United Way.
We are assisting a project right outside of Boston in the Austin-Brighton area where we're painting staircases for a low-income property.
The FedEx team in particular is installing tile on some of these mosaic benches here that will be around the basketball court.
We really appreciate the fact that FedEx brought in the tile for the event today.
Thank you, FedEx!
Just the fact that you've come out, and as hot as it is to want to just continue to do this, shows that you're really dedicated, and we're very happy.
We're here today at the Broad Ripple Indiana Noble Center in Broad Ripple. This is one of the 350 agencies that's supported by the United Way.
FedEx has a long tradition of United Way involvement here in Hillsborough County. Today they'll have people working on teams cleaning senior apartments in our community, and they've just been outstanding corporate citizens.
Now this is the essence of volunteerism. This is it right here. Cleaning another man's toilet.
This is the first plane ever to have the United Way logo. This is the first event, the first city, Fort Lauderdale, to have a plane, to have the A300 with the United Way logo. FedEx went all out. They came in, they brought a plane, they allowed the public and the volunteers to tour inside the plane, and we had team pictures right in front of the United Way logo so that they knew that it was a FedEx United Way event.
It's wonderful to see corporations and companies like FedEx giving back to the community in so many ways. Not only as a corporation with a generous company pledge, but employee drive that gets people involved, that has fun, but also allows them to give back and be generous to people in the community. And that's not only happening here in Cleveland, but all over the country.
The day of 9/11, we got calls from the Office of Emergency Management from Mayor Giuliani's office that they needed support for the American Red Cross through the United Way to get a lot of supplies moved.
The Red Cross needed the help, needed manpower, needed the equipment. Federal Express had the manpower, had the equipment, and was in the right place.
We have to pull out a Pier 40 with 5 trailers and a police escort to help out the Red Cross. And it was amazing, people yelling, screaming. So it was a warm feeling knowing that you had that support there already. And that was only not even 24 hours, since the beginning of this mess.
United Way and the FedEx family. People helping people. 45,000 agencies coast to coast, making a difference in your communities. United Way, the best way to help the most people. The United Way, now more than ever.
I'm really happy to be here today to bring you this very special program. With me are Bill Logue, Senior Vice President of AGFS. Bill, welcome to the broadcast. And Shannon Brown, Vice President of AGFS in the Southern region. Shannon, welcome.
Thank you.
Originally, we had planned to do a 16-hour telethon for today, just like we've done for the past 2 years, with singing, dancing, and a live auction, and lots of cutting up and joking around. But as you know, everything changed a month ago on September 11th. The tragedy that occurred that day affected everything, including our plans for the telethon. Going live now to New York City, just 1 mile from Ground Zero, to hear from some very special guests. Our FedEx anchor for the live remote from Manhattan is Debbie Stewart, AGFS Managing Director from the Mid-Atlantic District. Debbie, can you hear me?
Yes, Ken, I can hear you.
How are you doing?
We're doing great here, Ken. We're coming live to you, obviously, from Pier 40 in Manhattan today, where our DGO and AGFS employees are housed now. And we've got some incredible stories of the outpouring of love and support and encouragement and the relief and recovery and rescue efforts from our employees who've worked alongside the United Way agencies in the area in the wake of this disaster.
The heroes were these people. The Fire Department, New York Police. And it says it all in one word.
And we have this all over our
vehicles have it, right.
All of our vehicles in New York City have this on them.
Yes, and it was an honor to be part of this operation for the American Red Cross.
Well, it's only really been 1 month since the tragedy, and FIDA was closed for over a week. That following Monday, when we reopened on generator power, the United Way people and their agencies came to FIDA almost immediately, probably that Wednesday. And in fact, for several consecutive days, day and night, they supported our employees and conducted group counseling sessions and offered certainly one-on-one personal sessions.
Ralph Dickerson. Ralph, good to see you.
My pleasure.
Thank
nice
you
to
so
see you,
much
Debbie.
for
nice
being here. Ralph is the president of the United Way of New York City.
Long before this terrible thing happened in New York City, the United Ways across the country were serving people in neighborhoods, and we got to continue to do this. And I think the balance and the success of the United Ways is that our business is to make sure that people get served and that children and families stay whole and people feel a sense of community. This is an important time for everybody.
He's an ops manager at the BCBA station, which is just down the street from the Dulles Airport, a suburb of Washington, D.C.
The thing that impressed me most about the United Way was the time that we were there and established. Within a couple hours, the American Red Cross was on the scene, handing out food, taking care of the folks, the rescuers there. Some of the employees and the family members who had gathered, the Red Cross was there feeding folks, providing counseling. And then the day after, on Tuesday, we were there, the Salvation Army was up and running with mobile kitchen, hot food. They were giving blankets to folks that had been there for several days, and they were really taking care of the needs of all the folks involved. There was a time last year during the United Way drive as a manager when our work groups had to go through the process of donating, and whether or not you wanted to or not, I didn't give it a second thought. Since September 11th, my whole perspective on United Way and what they do for folks have changed.
We're here to present the check to the United Way for $2,000, and this is just a kickoff.
Wow.
This is going directly to the 9/11 Relief Fund down at Ground Zero.
We've decided to dedicate this year's United Way campaign at FedEx Ground to the national relief efforts in support of the families and communities that were most affected by the terrorist attacks in New York metro area, Washington, D.C., and Somerset, Pennsylvania, not too far from where I am right today.
There we go, $25,000 from FedEx Freight. We have with us now Dave Bronczek, CEO of FedEx. Dave, good morning.
Hey, Bill.
And Chris Amundsen, interim president of the United Way of America. FedEx corporate contribution to the United Way campaign for this year, $1,511,000 and $715.
Wow, thank you very much.
Okay. So the next check here is the September 11th fund of which FedEx is going to donate $1 million to.
Wow.
So Chris,
Thank you very much.
Dave Bronzek signed it for us, and we're going to actually have that so you can take it back and put it in your United Way headquarters office.
Well, great.
So,
well, thank you very much. We'll put it in a very prominent place.
You're welcome, and display
display
it proudly for us.
Oh, I certainly will.
A popular part of the United Way campaign is our poster contest for the children of our employees.
Most inspirational. It was won by a 13-year-old, Julian Courtney, the daughter of Shelley Courtney, a service assurance agent at CVGA in Cincinnati, Ohio.
It's been a good day, and I hope that more than anything, this broadcast really touches the hearts of the employees out there that may think about increasing their donations, or if they've never participated, to participate this year.